Hey, and welcome back, you guys, to True Healing Success. And I am your girl, Empress, or CC, just long as you know me. Okay, know who I am and know what I do. Well, today I'm very excited. Y'all see, I don't have no filters. It's just me, we, I. So I'm really excited, you guys, because today I will be telling you guys 5 reasons, sharing 5 reasons why you want to start whatever you're thinking, dreaming, believing. You want to start today, like right now, like not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. The reason why I say that is because a lot has been going on. I don't know if you guys be paying attention and watching the movement, and I'm not boastful. Okay. I just get happy when I see that I'm constantly moving and I see other people that's constantly moving as well. It makes me very excited. It makes me love to do business and I just get excited. So I hope you guys did see when we had our first book signing. It turned out tremendously beautiful. Now, I want to say, I think that since I don't normally ask for people to show up and show out for me, I think during my first book signing, I did want people to be there. People that I've known for years and decades and centuries and family of all sorts. I wanted people just to show up for me, but it didn't happen. I actually got my family and friends, of course, they did show up some, but I have way more. Okay. So I thought that since I don't ask, this would be the time when I just want everybody to come show me love. I don't celebrate for my achievements, like I do it within myself, but not like out. And I'm just now like, okay, you need to start celebrating yourself and the things that you do. Even as being a life coach, like I just get into these things and I just go like head on forward. Like I'm gonna pass, I'm gonna complete this thing. And then once I get certified, I'm like, cool. I'm like, thank you, Father. But I just give praises, but it's not like fleshly or personally, like I do something to like, ooh, I did it, So I think like it all just started boiling inside me over the past 5 years. Okay. Since I was a bus driver, I just gained so much knowledge and I just stayed in school and just got so many certificates. And I had a friend tell me, like, hey, listen, I have done many things and I don't have certificates for nothing that I do. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, listen, when you know something, you know it. You show people what you know. Because at the end of the day, and I tell people this all the time, our ancestors, they did not have certificates. They just went out there and do it. And that's what pushed me so much more. But I think one of my things is, well, what happened, if Uncle Sam come at me, or what happened if this and what happened if that? I want to make sure that, I can show them like, hey, I'm this. And it's like, it's all about what you know and who you know. Once you know what you know, then can't nobody tell you what you don't know. He said, have confidence within yourself. Know what you're doing because you're going to definitely help a lot of people. But you need to understand what it is that you do. And I'm like, He was like, I'm an IT tech. And asked me, did I get certified? And I said, well, when somebody asks you, like, are you certified? What do you say? He said, what's the difference between me being not certified and know what I'm doing as to being certified and not knowing what I'm doing? He said, I just talked to the company like that. And I'm like, and I questioned them. And I'm like, well, for me, you guys, as I always told you, I'm getting better with speaking to people, and being confident and just a lot of things because I'm confident in a lot of areas. And I see some areas that I'm not too confident in. Why? Because it's like I have not been in a situation to put myself in those situations. So by me hearing these things, I'm like, remind you guys, I quit my job at the beginning of the year and I have all this beautiful success and on paper, off paper and stuff that I just created in my own mind, So I'm noticing like when he's saying these things, I'm like, you know what? That makes sense, Cece. Like you have to just build up this confidence. And I'm like, it's so crazy because in certain areas, I didn't even know that I had to build up confidence because I didn't know I was going to be taken to those spots in my life, So with that being said, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like the Father's definitely using me and being around more business-minded people and positive people and people just to make your mind, just run, run, run. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is what I needed. So again, I'm very confident in a lot of areas, but it's areas that you have to get out of your comfort zone. And that's when you're like, okay, am I confident? So again, you guys, I just graduated from public speaking, up under Les Brown program. And I'm like, it's still things I feel like, how do I do this? Like for one, since we created this book, if you guys can see the butterfly transformation, okay, we had created this book, which I love. This is one of the very first books, and we'll be talking about it. I'm trying to show you guys, but we'll be talking about timing and making sure you're just doing stuff, and it's very beautiful. The material, the texture, everything is just I'm just turning pages so you guys can see. If I already turned to that page, and please forgive me. So me and my son had created this book, and it took 7 years. Why? Because I did not know how to self-publish. But the Father deals with his own timing and not ours. So 7 years later, being complete, and we did it. But back to my story. So he was basically saying, like, you're going to be put in a lot of situations. You don't know where you're going. Just have fun along the way. If you don't know something, just like you're going to figure it out. Because being thrown in water, if you can't swim, by the time you think you drowned it, you're going to start swimming. So your mind is already triggered to just be in this on go. Like it's not going to fail you unless you let it to fail you. So I think that was very amazing just by me speaking to him. And he's like, nope, I think you're overthinking things. I think you just need to jump in the water and do it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I got to go to schools and I got to, promote this book and go speak to people. And he's like, you're a public speaker, right? I'm like, yes, but, he's like, listen, you got ChatGPT that helps everybody do everything. He's like, make that your best friend. And I'm like, okay. Now, in business, that ChatGPT has been my girl, okay? Like me and her talk to each other like we are human. Well, I'm human, but she act like she human. So I make her feel real humanoid, okay? But so I'm like, okay, I do. And he's like, okay, so what's your problem? And I'm like, I think it's because, going in there and, writing up my proposals to these people, letting them know how much we take for this. And he's like, you already got it. You are a people's person. Stop doubting yourself. And again, even though you guys, I'm a life coach, okay? We all go through the same things. I don't care if you make even Oprah doubt herself, okay? Tyler Perry, like all these whoever top, even the top ones that I don't even know, they doubt themselves. So like if you're not human if you don't doubt yourself sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it's always more and more levels, and you don't know what levels are you getting on until you actually get on the levels. So the whole purpose about this today is I want you guys to be comfortable with moving now. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell you something else. This hat, you see Leah on it? Okay. I went to the store and me and my son was just walking, and I seen a little girl and she had hats in her hand. And she's like, excuse me, ma'am. And I'm like, hi, honey. How can I help you today? And she was like, my name is Leah and I sell hats. I said, I want to say the baby was about, I would say like 6, 7, or 8, but she was little. So I'm just pushing. And her dad, he had a food trailer. And he's making some good food. And I'm smelling it. I'm like, okay, is it pork? Like, what are we cooking here? Because, I was hungry. I wanted to see. So the dad was, doing his thing, and she have her hats. And she's just like, I want to see, are you interested in buying my hats and so forth? Now, me, I love babies who doing what they have to do. Because listen, if I have $10, baby, you have it, because again, you're not out here trying to be a thought or trying to be some, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Like your mind is showing me that you onto something. And I remember when we was younger, we used to make cassette tapes, and take all the stuff to school and sell the stuff, even though our teacher's like, oh, you can't sell that here. I'm like, I'm putting it right in my book bag. And when you're not looking, I'm selling it. So again, when children have a mindset to sell things or make things or create anything, it does something to my heart because I was one of those. And now look at me now, you know? So um, be that as it may, I bought one of her hats. And I can tell when I said $15, and she said, yes, ma'am. You know, when she said 15, she was like, maybe a lot of people like, oh no, I'm not buying no hat for $15. Like it don't even say anything or whatever the case. I put it out and I said, here you go. I said, the rest is your tip. I said, do not stop. And what I love is because her face just brightened up and she looked at her dad like, Dad, I made a sale. And I was so thankful and happy that I can give her that feeling because I know how it feels and I know what requires of you to go out and have the confidence to sell. Now, me and my son, we hit the streets all the time and I'm selling. And everybody always say, oh my goodness, Empress, like you make selling so easy. Well, let me explain something to you. They feel it's easy, but within me, it's not easy. Okay. I might have a gift to gab, but sometimes I'm like, okay, should we go here and sell this? You know, should we do this? You know what I'm saying? And lo behold, it's like, again, you get that should I? And when I start feeling like should I, I'm like, you know what, forget it. And I tell my son, like, and he like, Mom, you are something else. I'm like, look, if they say no, it don't even matter. I don't care if we make 2 sales over here. If everybody say no, that's 2 more books that we got to order. It's 2 more because, I mean, the juries, the lashes, the whatever I do find to sell or stuff that I've been had that I'm saying like, oh, you guys, and I want you to stop right now, like, share, and subscribe because it looked like we're about to hit over 200 subscribers. And I am thankful because I said I'm trying to find a way where when I hit something, I can start like sending out some free stuff. Okay. Because let me explain something to you. I need your help. Okay. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. Okay. So I appreciate everybody who's take the time and just listen to me gossip about whatever feel like that's about to come out my mouth. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope whatever I'm saying is touching somebody's heart and making y'all move. I hope my good energy is just spreading throughout these computers and these machines and these robots. So that way we can just do something great for one another. So back to my story. So I always felt the need when I see a small child doing something, it makes them feel good. So by me having my child, and me and my son, we are in business together. You know, he does the same thing. He was another Leah. Hey, excuse me. I have wrote a book. I'm 9 years old. I'm one of the youngest authors. Would you like to buy my book? Or, you know, can you see what we have? Can you tell me what you think? And sometimes he get a little discouraged. And I let him know, pick your face up. To as many no's, you can have double yeses. But you have to sort out who will like your product, who will like your, you know, whatever that you create. Who tastes is your taste. You know, we have to find that because everybody don't eat chicken. Everybody don't eat pork. Everybody don't, you know, eat salads, or everybody's not vegan. So you just have to weave through who fits for you. So be that as it may, and a lot of people support me and my son. They see us out there hustling, and oh my goodness, the tips that we get alone. I'm like, oh, Father, you awesome. We have people that tell us they don't want nothing from us. They don't want our service. Like, no, it's okay. And then they see when we say, well, you know what? Have a great day and appreciate your kindness and be safe. They like, They see us talking to somebody else. And the next thing you know, some people even tap the shoulders like, now you said, how much was the book? Or you said, how much was this? And I'm like, oh, my herbs. Oh, my hair oil. Oh, that's so-and-so and so-and-so. And they're like, okay, well, I'll take one. And I'm like, another one down. Like I said, I make so many things. We have herbs, we have oils, we have lashes, we have books, we have, you get a car, he get a car, she get a house, they get a house. I mean, it's just whatever the Father put in my spirit to do, I actually do it because this is how I pay my bills. This is how, you know, like I said, it's not easy, but it's not made for everyone. So I'm going to read some things. And again, this is just to motivate you guys, to excite you, just to keep it going. Because listen, nobody's going to give you $1 million. But how do you get that million? By taking small pieces, small pieces, small pieces. Nobody know what they give out, right? So if this person's like, I won't give you $1 million, but I'll give you $2. I'll give you, you know, I can't give you $2, but I'll give you $1. Every little piece adds up. And once you got so many pieces, it makes a whole. So that way I tell my son, I don't care if somebody say, well, hey, I have this, I have this, I have this, you know, look, let's go, you know, Any little bit counts, whether they donate, whether they don't, whether they just even just take your social media information. Anything helps nowadays, because it's like you got to figure out what it is that you need. So I'm here to motivate you guys. Like, again, I came up with 5 reasons why you should start today, not tomorrow. So the first one is growth requires action, not just preparation. Again, growth requires action, not just preparation. I remember as many times I sit in my house and I was so focused on making things look professional, because everybody say that the appearance is everything. Well, don't get me wrong, it is. But how do you think people made it to the perfection? They had to go through ugly websites to know what a pretty one is. They had to go through just worse advertisement to understand what advertisement is. I mean, even like with this bottle, you get what I'm saying? Like, some people like, oh, well, the label don't mean anything, but once you see it, all I'm basically saying is you got Dasani with pretty labels on their bottles. You got what is this? Alkaline water. So it's like, let me explain something to you. If you don't start with the ugly stuff first, you're not going to understand what it looks like to be pretty. You're not going to know what it feels like. And at the end of the day, some people don't look at things for what's on the front. They look for things, what's inside. Like, just like a human, a lot of people don't look at the outer features. Like, oh yeah, they look at the inner. Is it a good person? Does it do what it says it's going to do? How does it work? Stuff like that. So even with me, I'm learning how to create labels and how to do all this other stuff. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, I can see where I need to get better at, what I need to do. But tell me if I'm stopping with my labels. Why? Because I'm trying everything. And I do feel like the more you try, the more you get that understanding. So figure it all out. You're going to go from here and start working your way up to now. You're like, dang, 5 years ago, look at my bottles. Now I'm right here. Like, these are cute. Like, you're going to start understanding more and more about whatever it is that you want to do. So growth requires, I apologize. Growth requires action, not just preparation. And I want y'all to listen to this. Waiting for the perfect safety net can keep you stagnant. Taking risks allow you to learn and adapt faster, giving you the experience needed to handle future challenges with confidence. Do you guys agree? If y'all agree, leave a comment, put a like button, something. Okay. The act of moving forward itself creates growth that waiting never can. So if y'all keep waiting and waiting, you don't know what's going to pass up, because life is turning every day. And I tell any and everybody, like, every day we wake up is a chance to start something even better. Whatever you did yesterday, do it times 2. Figure it out, y'all. And right now, the way we live in, even professionalism is becoming like a laughing joke, And I used to think that starting a business, you have to be so professional. Let me tell you something. Be who you are. People are attracted to good spirits, good people. So do not try to be somebody you're not. Why? Because people can understand and they can see, like, no, that's not them they're putting on. So listen, I always try to speak like Becky. Becky can never come out my mouth. I'm like, you know what? I give up. I can't. So listen, long as I understand how to speak properly, I do my own darn thing. Okay, the second one is, that was the first one, by the way. The second one is experience is the best teacher. Protection often comes through knowledge, and true knowledge is gained from experiences. Like I just said, y'all, you have to mess some things up to understand what the pretty look like. By jumping in, you'll gain insight that helps you better navigate obstacles and protect yourself more effectively. Each lesson builds resilience and strength, and strengthens your ability to face future risk. Yes, let me explain something to you. If I didn't try everything I tried, I wouldn't even say the businesses that I created. How some people say, well, I had this many businesses and it failed. I cannot say that my businesses failed. I can probably say, like, sometimes they go on hold, and as they go on hold, like, meaning me being a life coach, all of my classes are done at this moment. I'm not saying that I'm not going back into picking up people. It's just a lot of other things have came along the way. Like, for instance, writing this book, putting it out there. My life coach, I've noticed that since I'm a life coach and I'm a public speaker, one of my instructors, John Bates, he ended up saying, like, Sierra, hey, you need to be, what they call me, Empress, you need to be a life coach. And I just started smiling like I am already. And he's like, look at you. So I've noticed that me being a life coach and being a public speaker and me being able to speak to people, like that's a whole good deal right there. Like I'm still in the circle of the things that I talk about. Now that I'm an author, and a counselor, I do consultations, I have a lot of people that rely on me to do a lot of things. And not just them relying on me, but I rely on myself, or the Father above, But I'm thankful that he put it in my spirit to do it. So again, make sure that you are starting something, because you don't know where it's going to take you in your future. And like I said, I don't know how to do everything, but I have faith and I take a risk. Everybody tell me like, girl, you are a risk taker. Well, let me explain something to you. If you do not take risk in life, that means you're going to stay stagnant. And you don't want to stay stagnant because it hurts later down the line. Okay. So like I said, face the fears so you can have a great future, And the third one is overcoming fears. Waiting for a sense of complete protection often stems from fear of failure. By embracing risk, you become accustomed to overcoming fears and uncertainties. A cruel trait for any successful person. Facing risk head on helps you realize that failure isn't the end. And yes, you're going to get scared, but you like, this what I was scared for? Okay, let me walk through the next fire. Like, it be something, even with me, I'm like, ooh, like I told you, I have to start putting proposals and stuff together to start speaking up at schools and, stuff like this. I'm even going to my supervisor who I quit and letting them know, like, look, I need y'all to let me know how I'm about to get up in this transportation office to speak to people, because listen, I have always been great with kids. And I'm just thinking, like, do you know, once you come up with the right, like, grabbing topics, you up through that door. I did not know that since I have this experience with kids, I can go to the transportation and teach them how to be better teachers, or better bus drivers, or better principals. Like, yes, heck yeah, I am. So I'm like, even with that, I had to call my friend, like, okay, how do I even get this thing started? I have no templates, I have nothing, so he's going to help me with that, which all praises, because I definitely need help with that. So I'm like, once you show me what I can do, or give me an example of something, I'm going to take it and run with it. You don't have to recreate the wheel. I mean, you don't have to create the wheel, just reinvent it. And that's what I'm learning. So I'm telling y'all all of my good, like, little juji's. Okay. So back to facing risk head on helps you realize that the failure isn't the end. Okay. But a stepping stone to success. So it's not a failure. Okay. It's just a stepping stone to success. Because I thought a lot of times, like, even with the buses, I didn't want to be no bus driver for 5 years. I didn't even think about it. I was just going because they're going to pay me. I'm going to have my CDLs, and that was just it. Well, look, I got stuck. But in the process of me being stuck, I have so many certificates, things I'm not even using. Like I told you, it's things that you don't know why you got it. You just have it. I'm a home inspector. Ask me, what house have I got up under? Snakes, raccoons? They ain't biting my face off. Nope. I just had this thing where I would hit my head like trying to come out of a crawl space. I mean, a walk space, a crawl space, whatever it's called. Me, seeing something and their eyes light up and it's dark up under there and I go, oh, hit my head. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that was a fearful thing for me. Now I ran from it. I did not do it. I said, maybe when I get started, I'll hire somebody who'll go up under there. Man, the manly men. That's why we need our men. Because let me tell you something, women can't do everything. I don't even want to. Okay. But again, so it's things that I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll just keep the certificate. Like, don't worry about it. Even though I know too that I can find houses that don't have them. But I said, let me just put this on hold. At least if I go anywhere in the world, like, I can have it, but we just going to put that on hold. So I said, well, it'll come when it's time, because I have noticed anything and everything that I have done, It all come in time. And I'm like, that's why I got that. That's why I got that. It's best to be prepared than unprepared. That's what I always had heard. And I always told myself, when opportunities come my way, I want to be able to grab them. I will study later, as long as I got, the basics. The fourth thing is timing is everything. Like I told you guys, it took me 7 years to create my book. Okay. Once I quit, 4 months later, 5 months later, my book has been published and hitting shelves. And I'm just like, let me tell y'all something. The past 7 years, I did not know how to create a book, illustrate it, no nothing. All I knew I was good at was writing. I used to write poems. I used to write scripts and stuff. Me and my cousin, I'm used to act them out and stuff. So I always knew that I wanted to be in something. Like I told you, I was in John Casablancas, So I always knew when it came down to writing or something of that sense. I used to write limericks, and people are like, what is a limerick? I'm like, wait, didn't I learn that in school? I started second guessing myself because I'm like, people don't know about these things. But it's just different things that you do find out once you get older. And like I said, I just joined so many things because I don't know how it's going to help me in life. But trust me, it's helping. It's playing its part. So the fourth thing is timing is everything. Opportunities often don't wait. No, they don't. It's either, like I say, you better be ready and prepared, because if not, it's on to the next. Delayed actions for security can mean missing out on time-sensitive changes that could propel your journey. The reason why I say that is because even with my speaking, I remember I was looking for a speaking program so I can go to. So I'm like, I know I want to speak, but let me just get some knowledge and stuff from them. So that way I know a little bit more what I'm doing. They called me and it was $1,300. I had it, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a scam, which, like I said, I wanted to make sure the company was not a scam. So I said, I'll give y'all a call back when I'm ready. By the time I called back and it was not a scam, it was $2,000. Okay. So I'm just letting y'all know, like, do your due diligence, but don't take too long. And it took me 3 months after that. Let's see. Okay. Starting now, even with risk, positions you to capitalize on opportunities as they come. So let me say that again. Starting now, even with risk, positions can capitalize on opportunities as they come. Positions you can capitalize on opportunities as they come. Y'all get what I'm saying, but I think I should have wrote that better. So just make sure, like, you capitalize on the things that comes your way. See, how can you sit down? You know what? Let me put this in perspective. Let me do this. Like when I say somebody can call me about things I wasn't even thinking about. And just because I have it on my back page, like, again, the book. Yes, we've written the book. The lady just came and said, hey, I think you guys should do a book signing at my shop. I'm like, I didn't have the books at hand. I'm just like, okay, now how can I have a book signing when I don't even have the books? Like, that means I have to sit down and find a print copy and see how can I get these? And she gave me a deadline, like, this 19th, we're going to have it. You guys have the 19th or the 20th, and I'm like, and I don't work on a holy day. So I'm like, okay, it's going to have to be the 20th because I can't do nothing on a Saturday. Like, just so happened, if that lady did not give me a time, I would not have ordered some extra books. And two, I would not even be out here. Like, I did put it on the back. Like, you know what? When I do get time and figure out how to do a book signing, then I'm going to do it. The father said, I need you to get it done now. I need you to have those books. I need you to go out there. You and King, start spreading yourself, start doing stuff. So I'm like, But again, if I did not have the money, I wouldn't be able to buy the books. If I did not meet her, I wouldn't have the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at a lot of things happen and you have to jump on it, because if I didn't, that lady probably wouldn't even, like, okay, I told her she can do this, but she's not ready. She's playing. So make sure y'all be on time. If y'all can do it right then and there, trust me, pray on it and go for it. Like, just say, Father, I'm about to leap in this water. I don't care how deep it is. I got faith. And when you do things on faith, he definitely, like, he just drag you through things, like right here, right here, right here. And I tell him all the time, like, Father, I wake up like, okay, Father, what are we doing today? Right? Because I don't know. I'm just doing. So I'm just letting y'all know. Don't idolize me. Yes, watch what I'm doing, but be better than me. Because if we have so many people that's better than me, trust me, I might come to y'all for help. Okay. I'm gonna help y'all and exchange the favor, but I need y'all to really do what y'all got to do, because definitely in this day of time, they want society and everything to crash. They want our kids and the adults to be stupid. Right now is not the time. Don't let politics overtake you. Like, think for yourself. You know, we are at war, and at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be defeated. Okay, no shape, no way, no how. Like, I'm gonna keep on living the life that I want to live, the life that I dream about living, and show my son that this is the way to go. You know, so I remember my grandparents. They worked for themselves, and they did everything themselves. So they really tried to live, like, not live off the government's nothing. If you can do it yourself, you are able-bodied. Get out here and do it. Like I tell my son, don't expect everybody to be happy for you. Don't expect a handout. But when they see that you have a push about yourself, people's going to want to gravitate to that and help you. So that's what I live on. And I hope that my words will help somebody, anybody, anybody, you know. Like, share, and subscribe. And then the last one is build confidence through the small wins. And that's what really helped me a lot. I did not look for everybody to say, oh, congratulations, congratulations. I don't even tell people what I'm doing. Why? Because it's like people want to see you fall. And I'm just like, at first I used to talk. And I'm like, people think I'm crazy. As much as I speak, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I mean, even children, when I was a child, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. People look at you like, oh, really? Like, how you figure, you know? But I made myself do it. Pray about it. Ask the Father, can you help me? Go from there. So, building confidence through small wins. Each risk you take is a chance for a small win, which builds your confidence. And I tell my son that the more you do, you're going to build your confidence. It's just like if you walk into a your math teacher's room, and she got, let's just say, timetables. If you don't know timetables, your heart like boom, 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 boom. But if you've seen them, you heard of them, and you know a little bit, it gives you more confidence. Like, okay, I remember this, so let me pay attention. Opposed to even to somebody who actually know it. They're like, oh, I know this. Like, it gives you a different spirit about things that you know and don't know. You definitely would tell a difference. So let me see. Each risk you take is a chance for a small win, which build up your confidence. Success in any field requires self-belief and experience. And experience helps grow the confidence. The more you achieve through risk taking, the more protected you feel. Do y'all agree? Let me know. Because you have proven yourself that you can succeed. You can succeed despite the obstacles. You're looking at a testimony of that. I have been put down. I have heard a lot of things, but I just keep going. Nobody is going to understand your mind, because that's your mind. It's not their mind. Their mind might be on something different that you don't understand. Like, why is this person doing this? Well, you have to ask yourself. If you ask people, well, why are they doing this? People's looking like, well, why are they doing this? Why? So, I mean, it goes back and forth. And these are things that I constantly have to tell myself too, because a lot of people didn't believe in me. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't people believe in me? Well, first I believe in myself. And once I believe in myself, I don't care what little fret I get. I'm overcoming it. Like, we're not doing that. So, in short, actions lead to experience, and experience itself become the foundation of your protection for your journey. So, as that being said, I'm just going to say that again. Love who you are. It's never too late to start. I remember that when I went to go for my GED, it was 60-year-olds up in that place, you know? And I was asking them, like, well, how long are you here for? And all this other stuff. And they say, honey, I have this position, is a high position. Now they're telling me I need my GED. And honey, I have not been in school in years and decades and in centuries, but they was there doing it. I didn't care if I was helping them, like, okay, auntie, this how you do this, this how you do this. And at the end of the day, they helped me, because as me showing them, it was definitely more so like, it was building up my confidence even more. I'm not even storing to y'all. I done dropped out of school, got my GED. First, I went to Roxborough, North Carolina. They they talking about you got to be in there and it's time consuming and all this other stuff. Well, it's basically self-paced. Well, self-paced have me in there for a whole year, and I'm trying to figure, okay, this is not self-paced, because I need to ask y'all, like, when am I supposed to be taking my test? Like, what's going on? It seemed like they was not ready. Like, okay, well, you know, you have to schedule. It's like they kept me in there, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to be in here longer. I already feel like I'm supposed to have my GED. What's going on? To the point I literally had to leave the place. So once I left Roxborough, I'm not gonna story. I stole the books and I came back to Georgia, re-enrolled into a GED program. Thank the Father that the GED program that I got into, they was working on the same material, same book, same everything. So again, I felt confident, like, I've been here for a whole year and I'm one of the top ones in my GED class. But for some reason, I couldn't take this test. So I know I was there to help others. Then when I got here, within 6 months, I told myself 6 months, I'm passing everything and I'm done. They told me, okay, well, you got to hurry up and take the test, because now they about to put your trigonometry on it. I said, trigonometry? What the heck is that? Whew. I'm talking about, I started booking all my appointments. I need to go take this test this day, because I knew if I did not do it around the time I set for, then it was going to put something else on it. So I said, we're not doing that. That's like asking me to count how many animals in the world. You're like, what? I only know a few, and you want me to learn more? No. And know what they eat, if they're carnivore, herbivore, omnivore. Listen, I don't have time for that. Just give me that. Let me go ahead and take these tests. So once I start doing that, I'm just like, So I did push myself, and I was like, you know what? It was meant for me to take those books. Now, if I had to pay for it, I'll pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I will pay for it. I will pay for it. But at that time, I had my mindset. This is what I'm going to do. It already took me long enough. So now I need to go ahead and figure it out, because I'm not giving these people no more of my time. I know I want to be an entrepreneur. I know I'm a businesswoman. So what's up? And then I also, too, had teachers that was like, Sierra, you are very smart. Empress, do not let anybody hold you back. If you need to go and get a GED, go get a GED. A diploma and a GED is the same thing. But the only difference is you better make sure if you drop out, you have self-discipline to do what it is that you need to do. And I told her, mark my word, you're going to see me on TV. Mark my word, you're going to see me again. And that's the confidence that I always felt within myself. So now I am building my confidence up to go into these schoolhouses right now and talk to these babies and talk to these teachers and talk to everybody and let them know that I am an expert at what I say I'm doing. I can fix your life, and I will, as long as I'm, in the presence. So that's what I'm doing now. So you guys, I hope any and everything that I said to you, it resonates, it sticks, and it hits your spirit to make you move. Because again, I am you and you are me. So, and if we have more people that's uplifting, then we have less people at the bottom. And that's what my job is to do. So you guys, I appreciate it. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Pass this to your people. Love me, love me, love me. Give me all the love, excitement, and joy. Once I see my numbers keep going up, I'm like, woohoo. And then pretty soon y'all be seeing me get better and better. But this is my first time actually doing with no background. And I'm excited because you see my crown, okay? Appreciate Leah, you know what I'm saying? But again, you guys, start somewhere. And wherever you start is a start. The problem is not starting at all. Then you get left behind. So I'm going to end this, you guys, and I'm going to say I appreciate you guys. Peace and blessings, okay? And y'all have a great day. Peace.